Tonight's story is called Work Let Me See. Monkey's laughter mocked Anancy throughout the day. It followed him in the morning on his way to Dog's shop to borrow half a loaf of bread. He walked quickly, hoping to escape from Monkey, but when he got to the shop, a burst of shrill laughter greeted him from a divvy tree. Kick, 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 can't catch me! Kick, 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 can't catch me! The stone that he threw fell short of Monkey, who leapt across to the tambourine tree opposite, poked his small wrinkled face through a fern-like screen of leaves and started laughing again. Monkey's shrill kee 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 followed Anancy on his way to the stream where his mother was washing his clothes, spreading them on a bare hot rocks to bleach. One Thursday morning, Anancy said to his wife and his mother, "I going away for a week to stay with my friend Yabbit on the far side of the forest. Yabbit don't like Monkey, and I will get away from him singing key, 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 which is driving me mad." So taking a knapsack with him, Anancy set off. Walking.
What's a knapsack?
Knapsack, a backpack.
Okay.
Or a backpack, sorry. Yeah. So taking a knapsack with him, Anancy set off, walking till he was tired, walking and sleeping until evening fell. So that night, he stayed with Rat. Next morning, he set off early. What a relief it was not to be pursued by Monkey with his taunting song and mocking kee kee kee.
You can't catch me.
Aye. But guess what?
What?
He was hungry. So he was eating one of the few biscuits left in his knapsack. Anancy fell asleep at the foot of the large silk cotton tree, whose silver grey trunk rose like a great column built to hold up the sky. On awakening, Anancy rubbed his eyes. In front of him there was an old iron pot. "This is strange," said Anancy. "I am sure there was no iron pot here when I fell asleep. There's no footprints nearby either. How did it come here?"
Monkey?
No. I hope there is some food in it, at least. But there was nothing in the pot. Anancy was disappointed. What was an empty pot doing there? He said, "Iron pot, if you were any good, you would have food. Somebody must have thrown you away because you were worthless. Why did they throw you away anyhow?" "Don't call me Iron Pot," a voice answered. "That is not my name." Astonished, Anancy said, I didn't know that you could talk. I didn't know that you heard what I said. Who are you? What is your name then? Why you don't have no food? And since you can talk, give me an answer. What is your name if it's not Pot? "My name is Work Let Me See." Well, that's a weird name. First of all, you weren't here when I fell asleep. How you come here? Which part you come from? You's a Pot, but when me call you Pot, you tell me say that I know your name. When I ask you your name, you give me some strange name when me never hear yet. Well, prove that is your name. I will call you by it. Go on then. Work make me see. At the words, smoke began to rise from the pot. Anancy watched in wonder, his appetite sharpened by the delicious smell of good food. What kind of food can you imagine it smelled like?
Jerk chicken. Oh, gravy.
That's the food you're smelling. All right.
I'm smelling festival, thank you very much.
Oh, okay. What a meal he ate. Even his mother, who was a good cook, had never produced food so tasty, so satisfying. When he could eat no more, he said, That is good. I need travel no further." I will take this pot home, but first I will wait till I'm hungry again and test it again, just to see if it really work. So later that afternoon, Anancy said, "Work, let me see." And again, the pot cooked a meal. He told the pot, "I am going to take you home. My mother will look after you. My wife and my children, them are going to take good care of you also. They will scrub you clean because you look very dirty." "Don't wash me," replied the pot. "If you wash me, I will not cook. Leave me as I am." "Then," replied Anancy quickly, "you may be sure, say, I will never wash you. And I will hide you from my wife, cause she love wash pot and pan." So Anancy set out for home with the big iron pot. It was heavy and difficult to carry.
Not iron pot. It's work, let me see.
That's his name, but it still is an iron pot, right?
Yes.
All right. So Anancy set out for home with the big iron pot. It was heavy and difficult to carry, but he had eaten well and carried his load happily, knowing that for the future, even during the hardest months of the dry season, he would not have to worry about food. When Anancy got home, he found that his mother, wife, and children were out. So he hid the pot in a small room in the little house in which he lived. After settling the pot, he said, "What do you think you said?"
Work, let me see.
Exactly. And he shared out the meal, keeping it warm in the kitchen, ready for the rest of the family. How tired they looked, hot and hungry when they returned from the village, and how excited they were at the sight of Anancy and the meal. "Never cook for me again," he told to his mother and his wife. "I will do all the cooking, but don't try find out how I do it, all right?" So on the following morning, Anancy went to the room where he had hidden the pot. Soon, the smell of cooking filled the house. One of his sons looked through the keyhole, and then he ran off to tell his mother that he saw his father put his arms over a dirty pot and say, "Work, let me see," and that the pot started to cook breakfast. Oh no. Probably him same one. After lunch, Anancy went off to speak with his friend Dog, the shopkeeper. So while he was away, his mother and his wife went into the little room, and his wife said to the pot,
"Work, let me see."
And the pot cooked a delicious meal. After they had all eaten, she washed the pot, scrubbing it as clean as she could. So that evening, when it was nearing dinner time, Anancy went into the room and said to the old pot,
"Work, let me see."
And nothing happened. The pot did not start cooking. There was no smoke, no smell of food, no voice came from the pot. Then he noticed how clean the pot looked. His heart sank. Someone had washed the pot. I must hurry off to that tree," he said, "and tell the tree what a bad pot this is. I will let the tree know that the pot will not cook my dinner." So off went Anancy, traveling fast, so that he came to the silk cotton tree early next morning. But there was no sign of a pot. So he sat and rested, slept, woke up, looked around him, and saw a whip hanging from one of the branches of the tree, with a long lash and a handsome carved handle. "Hold on, what is a whip doing here?"
Daddy,
he asked.
Daddy,
Yes.
I think maybe that tree is magical. If you sleep on it and you wish of something, something might happen.
Man, it sounds like it, because I don't sleep under a tree and wake up and see a pot.
Or see something like a whip.
Exactly.
Or something.
So, yeah. What is a whip doing here? He asked. "Don't call me a whip," replied a voice. "But how strange a thing this is," said Anancy. "First, I find a pot that tell me that it is not a pot, and then a whip that says it is not a whip. Then, what me must call you?" "My name is Work, let me see." "All right then." replied Anancy. Work, let me see. The whip hit him hard, and he run, and the whip ran after him, and he hid behind the trunk of the tree, and the whip found him. Him jump, and the whip jump. He climbed over the hedge of the divide the field from the road, and the whip climbed after him. Him pulled the long green leaf of the banana tree round him, but the whip found him. He ran as fast as he could towards the forest, calling out for help, and the whip still chasing him. There was only one thing Anancy could do. So Anancy climbed a tree in the forest and took the shape of a spider. And the whip climbed the tree, but it couldn't find him. It didn't see the spider hiding under a green leaf. And that's why spiders hide under green leaves to this day. Jack Mandora.
Me not choose none.